All right, everybody. Hello. Love you. Let's get right into it. When am I gonna come back to gambling streaming? If I'm gonna come back to online gambling streaming. Well, let me give it to you straight. This is an article from casinonews.nl, and here it is, right? So, in the Netherlands, the KSA has, inserted, activated, however you want to call it, the role model ban. Um, when you read through this article, you'll see that it's very clear. Um, Streamers, anything. This is not about like football players anymore or pop stars. This goes as far as anyone. If you are a streamer with only a couple of viewers, then yeah, you will be on their radar and you can get into trouble with it. Uh, that is my understanding from it so far. And this is like recent, so April 1st, uh, where we are right now. And so, what to do with it, to be honest with you, I've been thinking about this a lot. Because, first of all, I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Second of all, I love gambling. I love it. In a sense that, you know, online gambling for me is just so much fun. The games that are out there, they're just incredible, amazing. They're so enjoyable. And you've heard this before from other well-informed streamers like Let's Give It a Spin, right? Kim, when he talks about like if you play the lottery, your return to player is going to be what, 50, 60% if you're lucky. Whereas if you're playing on a good online casino, your return to player can be like 96, 97, 98% if you know the good games. Yeah, I'm not talking about the table games like blackjack, where if you play properly, let me slow down for a second, you can get up to 99.5%. And then if you start counting cards, well, we're not going to go into that now, right? So for me, this is issue number one. That is keeping me from, going back to that. I also made a video earlier where it was like, I don't know if this fits me anymore, and I want to talk about that as well because my whole life I have been studying human beings, the universe, how everything works, and I always had this thing inside me that I want to help contribute. I want to, help where I can. My motto or philosophy in life is that my bucket is full and I want to help others fill their bucket. And it is that simple. If I, look at myself, look around me, then yeah, you could say, but oh my God, you came from a background with this and that. Sure. And I had to work to get through all that up until recently, and I still will my whole life. But I feel it's also a blessing in disguise, so to say, that helps me truly understand others. Um, you know, and some of you have felt this already. When I say I understand, I do understand. Why? Because I went through, the dark parts of life as well. I understand pain. I understand trauma. I've been through it myself. And I feel I came out on top and still with the need to contribute for the better. And so I am bound in between where I feel like, yeah, which choice am I going to make? So I was talking to you about the new setup. I've tried, like, so I have the beautiful microphone. I feel it sounds really nice. I have a very, very nice mixer right now that suits me. I tried a couple, went with the Focusrite, beautiful thing. And I've been reading so much, working so much with people, right? From young to old, criminal to autistic, you name it. I worked with it, and I feel I only got better and better and better with it. And I also have a certain gift of truly seeing people. This has been noticed by some as well, that I am able to truly see people. And yeah, maybe you've noticed this as well. I don't judge all that much, or maybe I do, but then I really tend to see the best in people. Um, this is a gift. This is what helped me, reform criminals that were really, really, high level, completely lost, to, set up companies, go on the right path, and never look back and never do anything bad again. And this is my gift, but I feel also my purpose, that, I want to inform the world, enlighten the world, so to say. Because, in my opinion, there is so much BS being spread around, even when it is with good intentions. And I'll take one book, for example, The Power of Now, which someone mentioned in my last video. How I know it, but also, like, this book tries to do something, and don't get me wrong, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate Eckhart Tolle as well, right? But it takes a whole book and rereading it so many times and so many times, and it's still like vague and hard. And let me be honest with you, I can write one alinea that does exactly the same that whole book is trying to do, like bam, just by accepting more than just, yeah. Let me not digress too much. Anyways, so I'm at this crossroads. I feel, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go back to online gambling? Because there are ways. I've been talking with Joey and Wim from Sloppy's online. Well, they've been renaming a bit, but you know them well. Great guys. About the possibilities, because there are possibilities, of course, which include Malta, stuff like that, which I'm not against, because let's be honest, the weather in the Netherlands. Or am I completely gonna, reform, and how? I tested the waters a little bit with the David Lebowski channel, and, which books to read, and the reactions I got, and also how I felt with it myself. So that is something that's going on. I want to show you something though, because I've been busy. One of the things that I did get was this beautiful thing. So this is going to help me write stuff down as I, educate and inform. So that is also one way I can go with all this. So yeah, there's the update for now. Oh yeah, and also I wanted to add that I have been getting in contact with some of you on Facebook, and you might wonder, like, it's like a couple years late. So what happened was that Facebook was auto replying for me, which meant that I never saw, like, hey, you have an unread message, because it was already taken care of. So if you're wondering, I got back to you, and I sent a personal message to some of you with a lot of love. So yeah, there's that. So everybody, in a nutshell, am I gonna come back to online gambling streaming? I don't know. I'm in talks. We'll have to see what the possibilities are. Do I want to? I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And I think that one does not have to exclude the other. I'm also creating content and building a whole platform and stuff like that around me telling tales, which, as you can see by my reaction, is gonna be absolutely amazing. It warms my heart just to talk about it. Yeah, what happens now, and I'm not gonna edit this video on purpose. What happens now is important. See what happens with me. Yeah, I got to this concept of tales, and I won't spoil anymore because I'm working with legal and such to get it all trademarked. Um, but in there, yeah, I feel a softness. I feel a place where all my knowledge and yeah, all my everything that I am, my being can come together, and I can just talk because as so many of you said, they're like just you're like just talk because my voice does this, right? And I know it. Just talk about anything, and it soothes people. It brings people to a place where they you know come to their base, where they feel empowered themselves, and then from there on they're able themselves to go on, to continue. And I want to do that too. And I want to go into detail, into depth about, for example, gambling addiction, because I've always seen things different than certain mainstreams, which I disagree with, and I'll explain why later. But yeah, anyways, there we go. Um, so that's it so far. I'll keep you up to date. I'm gonna check out the possibilities. I want you to know, and I turn on my camera as well, and it's actually looking pretty good, right? Don't ask, don't ask the struggles I had with it, but yeah, I'll keep you updated for sure. I'm gonna look for possibilities, and where there's a will, there's a way, right? For now, though, everybody, take care. Much love.